Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all safe and healthy. So today I'm here at Al Saber Cars Company to take a look at the brand new 2023 BMW 3 Series, and in this video we'll answer the question if the new 3 Series is the best compact luxury sedan in the market. So do stay tuned till the end. And before we go ahead and talk about the 3 Series, I just wanted to give a big thanks to Al Saber for allowing me to come here and make the video with the 3 Series. So to show my appreciation, I want you to follow them on their Instagram page. You can take a look at their amazing collection. You can see we have the BMWs, we have a lot of Bentleys, Mercedes, and a lot of cool stuff. So you can check that out on their Instagram page. And if you're watching this video from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and you're looking to buy a new 3 Series or any other luxury sedan, or for example some non-luxury vehicles as well, you can come down here to their showroom. The link will be in the description below, and there might be something that catches your eye, so do come here and visit them. And if you're new to the channel, guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on your bell notification so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload new videos. And now let's take a look at the 3 Series. Alright guys, so here it is, the 2023 model of the BMW 3 Series. And for the 23 model year, BMW have done a lot of changes. They have basically facelifted the 3 Series, and at the same time they have given it a tech update in the inside as well. So we'll go through all of them. And first, let's start with the price of this new 3 Series. And this particular model over here is the 320i. In Saudi Arabia, we have the 318i, the 320i, we have the 320i with the X-Drive, and we also have the 330i, the 330i with the X-Drive, and the M340i X-Drive. And then obviously the top of the range is the M3, but this particular model here is the 320i, and the price of this in Al Saber is 275,000 riyals. I'll convert it into dollars for you guys just so that you have an idea. But do keep in mind, prices of vehicles here in Saudi Arabia is higher than the US and European markets. That's due to the import taxes and VAT. So now that the prices are out of the way, let's take a look at the design itself. And at the front, BMW have sharpened up the front design a lot, and I really like this facelift design a lot better than the previous model year 3 Series. It actually suits the character of the 3 Series a lot better because it is a small compact sports sedan, and the design actually translates it pretty well. And the main change is the headlights. So let me just turn them on. Here's the key, by the way. And this particular 3 Series has the M Sport package on it, so that's why it has a much more aggressive front bumper. But if you go for the standard 3 Series without any like M Sport kit on it, the looks are definitely different. I'll just put up a picture of how that looks. And now let's take a look at the headlights. At the moment they're off, but you have a small trick to turn them on. On the BMW key, you just hold this diamond button for a second, and the lights turn on, and you can see how good they look. Obviously the indicators are integrated into the LED DRLs as well. Then let's take a closer look at the front design. You have the kidney grille, which I think this particular kidney grille is the best one out of all the kidney grills that BMW are making at the moment. This one is narrower and longer at the same time. You have the silver surrounds. If you want, you can black it out, but in this particular model it is in silver. And by the way, this grille is an active grille. At the moment you can see it is shut down. At the moment you can see it is closed up, but when the engine needs cooling, those flaps open up and allows air to cool down the engine. Down below you have some more air intakes, and on the side itself you can see we have some air curtains to allow good airflow down the side for improving the aerodynamics. And that's it for the changes on the front. Let's move on to the side. So here's the side profile of the BMW 3 Series. Classic proportions, no changes here for the facelift, but you do have some new wheel designs. That's about all the changes you get on this side for the new 3 Series. And since this has the M Sport kit, we have the M badge right here. And let's take a look at the rims. So you have 18-inch rims. These are sitting on 225 section tires, and you have a 45 series sidewall. These are M Sport rims as well, and they look pretty good. And I think 18 inches don't look too small on the 3 Series. I think they're a perfect fit. And then moving along the side, you can see we have the side view mirrors with the LED indicators. You have your window surrounds in black. On top we have a nice large sunroof. Behind we have the shark fin antenna, and here we have the Hofmeister kink, which looks quite good. Then we come to the rear wheel itself. Again, same design, no changes, but the size is different. These tires are wider. These rims are sitting on a 255 section tire with a 40 series sidewall. The rim is the same 18 inches, but the tires are wider because the 320i is rear wheel drive. If you want, you have the option of getting it with the X-Drive all wheel drive, but as standard it comes with the rear wheel drive. And I forgot to mention the paint. This is obviously a metallic grey paint which looks quite good under the showroom lights, but being a BMW, you do have a lot of other options. Then let's take a look at the rear design. So the rear design, the tail lights are the same, no changes over there. You have your 320i badge, and you have your BMW badge along with your rear facing camera. The main change that BMW have done is to the rear bumper. So you have a sportier rear bumper. Do keep in mind this particular one has the M Sport package, so the rear bumper is much more sportier than what you'll get on the standard BMW without any kit on it. So I'll just put up a photo of how that looks, but this particular with the M Sport package looks quite good, and this is something I will recommend actually. If you're looking to buy the new 3 Series, you definitely should tick the option for the M Sport body kit. It definitely spices up the design a lot more, and the way the 3 Series is actually designed and proportioned, the M Sport body kit does a bit more justice to that design. The standard 3 Series I think just looks a bit too bland. Then down below you can see we have actual exhausts, so no fake exhaust over here, which I think is quite good. Up top on the boot we have a small deck-lit spoiler, and I think that's about it for the exterior design. Since we're at the back, let's take a look at the boot space. And to open the boot, you can use a button right over there. You can use a button in the interior, or you can just use your key fob as well. So let's use the key fob, and the trunk opens up. It's not electrically operated, by the way. I think you get it as an option on the higher trims, but on the 320i it's a manual release. So let's take a look at the space. The opening, as you can see, is nice and wide, and in total you have 480 liters of space, which is around 17 cubic feet. I think it is the largest among its competitors like the C-Class and the Alfa Romeo Giulia, for example. So the boot of the 3 Series is the largest, and if you want a bit more boot space, then you have the option of going with the station wagon, but the wagon is not available here in Saudi Arabia. You only get it in Europe. So people in Europe have the option of getting the wagon, which I think looks even better than the sedan. So that's all there is to show in the boot. Now let's take a look at the engine bay. Alright guys, let's talk about engines. So like I told you, we have the 318i, the 320i, the 330i, then we have the M340i, and after that comes the M3. So the 318i I think uses a small 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine or 3-cylinder engine, I'm not sure about that. But the model that we have here, the 320i, uses a 2 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, and in the 320i it produces 184 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque, which is around 221 pound-feet. But if you go for the 330i, you have the same engine, but you have more power, 255 horsepower approximately. So increases in power as you go up the range. M340i comes with the 6-cylinder, that's like 380 horsepower. That's the crazy performance one if you want. Among the normal 3 Series, then you have obviously the M3, which is on another level. So this is attached to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Like I told you, it's rear wheel drive, and the whole package just weighs around 1.6 tons, which is around 3,500 pounds. And the 320i can go from 0 to 100 in about 7.4 seconds, and you have a top speed of 235 kilometers per hour, which is around 146 miles per hour. So that's all about the engines. Now let's move on to the interior and take a look at the changes over there. So before we go ahead and talk about the interior, I just want to show you the fuel economy. For the 320i, you have 16.8 kilometers per liter, which comes out to excellent, so quite good. So if you want something a bit more fuel economical, the 320i will be good for you. If you want something that is in the middle of the pack, the 330i might be good. And obviously if you want performance, then you can go for the 340i or the M3. So now let's take a look at the interior, and you can see the interior here is in this two-tone shade. We have black and dark red. The quality, by the way, as expected from BMW, is really nice and feels good to touch. It is really soft as well. Coming down, the red leather here is nice and soft as well. You have your similar door handles, memory seat controls, your side mirror controls, along with your window switches. You have a nice silver strip going down over here, along with an ambient light strip. And down below we have the speaker grill and some storage in the door pockets as well. So no changes over here. And then moving along the side, you have your M sill plates, and these are the seats, which look really nice. The leather, by the way, is really nice and soft. You have the iconic BMW thigh rest, and these are electronically adjustable as well. Down below we have your pedals, your latch to open the hood, and your light controls. So now let's take a seat inside and I'll show you the changes done in the interior. Alright guys, so I'm in the interior of the facelifted 3 Series, and the first change that you see is obviously the displays over here. And let's turn them on. You have your start stop button right here, and let me just turn on the systems. So now all the systems are turned on and I can show you all the features. So as you can see, the new change are the 2 new screens. You have 12.3 inch screen for the driver, and you have 14.9 inch screen for your iDrive 8. So this is the tech update that BMW have given to the new 3 Series, or the facelifted 3 Series, or you can also call it the 3 Series LCI. So that's the moniker BMW will give to their facelifted cars, LCI. So let's go through everything. The steering wheel, by the way, is the same that you got in the previous pre-facelifted 3 Series as well, so no change over that. And also, like, the basic layout of the interior is pretty much same. The only thing that's changed is, like, all the climate controls are gone. They're integrated into the display itself. You can see we have your temperature control right in the front, and if you want to change some further settings, you have to press the climate menu right over here. And then here you have the option to control your fan speed and other airflow stuff and everything. And if you have like heated seats and ventilated seats, that will also show up in this menu right over here. Also, the control for your heated steering wheel will show up here as well. So like, it's an extra step, but that's what BMW have done, and I think most of the car manufacturers are going towards that route. They are getting rid of all the buttons, like trying to declutter it. But I think simple things like controls for your climate control and stuff should be physical. It just makes it easier and less distractive. But let's take a look at the system itself. The system is really nice and responsive. The touchscreen is really smooth and fast. You have a lot of different apps. You have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you have radio, navigation. Let's take a look at the navigation screen. It fills up really nice, and it looks quite nice. The overall resolution of the screen is pretty good as well. As you can see, currently the temperature outside is 13 degrees, and we have some other stuff like shortcut buttons and all that stuff. You can add widgets and customize it according to your liking. So that's the iDrive 8, and I don't think there is a lot of stuff to explain. It's pretty simple to use. Then we come to the driver's display. That's right over here, and even the driver's display is really high resolution. It looks quite good. The colors are quite nice as well. So in this display, as you can see, we have the M Sport display at the moment. We have your speedometer in the middle. You have another speedometer on the left. Then you have a tachometer on this side. Down below you have your range and fuel meter along with your time, and here you have your engine temperature. But if you want to change some of the display settings, you can do that via this button over here. So you can just press this, and you have you can change the content in the middle. So we can go through different stuff. So you can show your fuel economy, you can show your compass, you can show your navigation. Then you have a G meter. At the moment it's not showing up. You also have your music or radio, FM, whatever you're listening to will show up there. There's the G meter, or you can swipe out and you can change the layout of the display as well. So we have a wide layout, which I think I like a lot. Then we have a reduced layout as well, but I'll keep it here. You can also adjust the heads up display from here. I'll just try to show you the heads up display as best as I can. So right over there, and we can change some of the settings. So right now it will show you your compass. Then you can take a look at this sport view, and we have a reduced view as well. So that's all the changes. Let's keep it over here, and that's all there is to show for the digital driver's display. And let's take a look around the cabin. So behind the steering wheel you have your indicator controls, your windshield wipers, you have your paddle shifters. Then we come to the center console, you have your air vents. Then we come down and you can see we have the media controls, your hazard buttons, and some climate control buttons as well. I just turned on the ambient light as well because I wanted to show it to you. You can see we have the blue ambient light in the doors and in the dashboard as well. You can change this trim on the dashboard over here, so you can change it to, I think, a carbon fiber effect, but at the moment this one has this kind of silver effect which looks good. Then we come down the center console and we have this storage space right here. So you have a USB port, your cup holders, your 12-volt socket, and a wireless charger as well. Then here is the other change that BMW have done. They have removed the gear selector, the large gear selector that they used to have, and now they have the small toggle switch right over here. You have your drive mode selector, your traction control, parking sensors and all that stuff. You can also take a look at the rear view camera right over here. This particular model does not have the full 360, so you only have the rear camera, and you also have the reversing assistant as well. So that's your rear camera. Then you have your iDrive controller, your electronic parking brake and auto hold. Then here we have the armrest, nice and soft. You have some storage inside along with the USB-C port. And let's take a look at the glove box, decent size, lined with felt. Up top we have your rear view mirror with a decent view out the back, and here are your LED lights. Let's turn them on, nice and bright. You have a really nice cool pattern, I really like that. And up top here you can see the sunroof, again allows the cabin to feel much airier and brighter because it allows the light to come in. And let's talk about the headroom. So I am 6'5" or 195 centimeters. I have the driving seat set to its lowest driving position, and I have an okay amount of headroom. The cap sits a bit high, that's why it's touching this side roof over here. But without the cap, I do have just about enough headroom. I think average height people should be fine. You'll not have an issue. But taller people, like someone who's taller than me, like 6'5" or more, just be careful. I think your head will touch around. So take a seat inside the 3 Series and adjust the seating position like to what you like, and then decide if you want to buy it or not. But overall, that's about the headroom. In terms of the space, these seats are quite comfortable. I do have a larger body size though, but despite that, I do feel comfortable, and I think I can sit in the 3 Series for long hours, so that's not an issue. And I think that's all there is to show in the front seats. And let's just take a look at the back seats, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the rear door trim. The materials is pretty similar to the front door, and it's all high quality materials and soft touch as well. You have the similar door handle, and you can see the ambient light is flashing red, just so that oncoming cyclists or any traffic can see that the red light is flashing and can slow down. You have your speaker grill down below it, and you have your storage space at the bottom. And let's take a look at the seats themselves. Nice and red, and by the way, nice and soft as well. You have your ISOFIX points at the bottom. But here comes the main issue that I always face with a car in this class, and that is the rear seat space. So as you can see, I have the driver's seat set to my driving position, and I can basically not sit behind myself. And I also checked another thing. If I have the passenger seat set according to someone who's of average height, even then I cannot sit inside, so that's an issue. But I'll just try to show you all the small features. You have your air vents, 2 USB-C ports, and you have an armrest as well. I'll just pull it down for you along with your cup holders. But that's all the features in the rear seats, and that's all there is to show in the new 3 Series. So guys, what do I think about the new 3 Series and whether it's one of the best compact luxury cars in its segment? And to answer that, I think it is. It definitely looks one of the best. It has a really nice and high quality interior. The infotainment system is really good. The only downside is that there is not a lot of space for someone who's as tall as me, like 6'5". But if you're of average height, I don't think you should have an issue. So you should definitely buy the new 3 Series. If you want something that's a bit more towards or has a bit of a more luxurious vibe, I think the C-Class would be a better fit for you. But for those who want the best of both worlds, I think the BMW 3 Series is one of the best choice you can get. And that's all I have to say. If you enjoyed the video guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well. Do turn on your bell notifications so that you will be the first ones to know when I upload new videos. And thanks for watching guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bye bye.